Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toku podcast for Mashin Sentai Kiramager. I'm Bashi V, and joining me today is...
Right. Welcome to Kiramager episode 18, where everyone is over worried about Mabushina.
Uh,
Uh, Now, we get more context as to what the Curse of Darkness is. King Oladin once sealed away a Jotunheim general, a witch, who, in her defeat, casted a spell, a curse. Not one that affected King Oladin, but rather the one he loved the most, his wife. And in 7 days, she turned to stone and crumbled into dust. And Takamichi is worried that that curse will target Mabushina at some point. He doesn't know that it will. He is being paranoid.
and honestly, it's not a bad play on his part. Like, it, especially with as much as his character's been shown to us as a really guarded character, is like there's really not a lot of his personality that we have beyond how he used to be and treasure hunting. That's about the two things that we have for his personality. So getting that information, everything he does kind of adds up to make more sense. And it's a good point, good way to show that he really truly does care for Mabushina. Because it's literally the aspect of it might, so better safe than sorry, because he does not want to lose Mabushina.
So, Carantula is worried about how strong Gigan Titan or whatever, Dragon, is. But Garza already shows him that'll be fine. He tells him about a play from Crystalia about Barurusu Lisu. Uh, it was the most popular play in Crystalia. A story about a hero who had an explosive stone embedded in his chest.
If you can see the parallels in this episode, what are you watching?
An evil, cruel master torments the protagonist using that explosive stone.
Again, if you
So
can't see what's about to happen,
yeah, so
what are
that's
you
pretty
watching?
much the episode. uh, so when they fought last week, Garza left a little something inside Takamichi's Monstone. This episode, he activates it and turns Takamichi evil.
Like, as dumb of an idea as this is, in terms of like most Sentai ideas that we've had for turning a character evil, this is very unique. And given the way it plays out, is like it's actually one of the better ways to do this type of turn. But also, can we point out how the only two people who could actually act properly around Mabushina at the beginning of this episode were literally Mayura and the
Muriu and who?
Blue.
Oh, Shigeru.
Yeah, Shigeru.
But like
You know, the actor and the guy who's, 45 years old,
well,
figured out how
Shigeru
to lie to
was
people.
like, "Hey, if it's too high up, let me get it for you."
Like, he was the only one who was able to actually play it off out of, hey, I'm just trying to be helpful, where everybody else was like overdoing it, and then the one who can't
I
lie.
would argue that even Shigeru was overdoing it because he was only offering to help her out of a panic for something unrelated to what he thinks is wrong with her.
Right, but it was still that he was the only one who could have played it off as, oh, I'm just trying to be helpful. Everybody else, it was very obvious that they were up to something.
So
Because for him, it'd be the only he was the only one where it wasn't necessarily out of character to do so.
the first Kanayama stone that they retrieved is called Dystoria. It has a destructive power.
Because of course it does.
So when Takamichi is turned evil and has evil red eyes, uh,
I still it still bugs me a little bit, but it's a lot less of an issue given how this plays out.
the others can't bring themselves to fight him seriously. When he does regain his own composure for a moment, he pleads to Juru to take him out and retrieve the rest of the Kanayame stones for him to save Mabushina. Uh,
At which point it takes back over and he beats the shit out of Juru.
and then Juru has a dream where he talks to the king again, and the king is like, "Why does this keep happening?"
Hmm. It's like they're trying to set up something that you've called since day, or well, since that we've called since day one.
The king is alive.
Yeah. Because again, for this to continuously happen and then the king to go, huh, this is odd. It makes me think he's not dead. And the fact that it only happens when he's asleep.
And so the king gives Juru some vague advice. Don't hesitate, just sparkle.
Oh, to be fair, the king told him, you already know what to do. Like, Juru already knew, and he was just, I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
Just do it. It'll work out. Uh, so he wakes up to Mabushina, who, well, everyone is unsure of what to do. Uh, Mabushina basically she wants to do whatever she can to save her big brother.
Because regardless of how he is now, that's still her big brother.
And then Juru gets an idea with the Dystoria stone.
And I still love the scene of her just jumping up and launching Juror off of her lap.
So, next fight, basically despite Takamichi's pleas to Juru to not use the stone, Juru uses the Dystoria stone's destructive power to destroy the Mon stone inside of Takamichi.
Hey, look, solved that problem.
Takamichi is upset at first because he believes the stone has now been wasted.
Right, now he can't make his wish.
But Juru explains that if the alternative was that either Takamichi or Mabushina was going to die anyways, he would rather do this.
Right.
And then he later explains that the king told him that, like, oh, all four stones grant a special power, but they each have their own individual power, and they recharge like Dragon Balls.
Because of course they do.
Well, I had a feeling they would. Like, how can you have the legend of the four shining stones that grant any wish if nobody knows that they can do that?
Right. Like, we knew that there'd be some type of recharge thing on it. But, they could have kind of played it off as like, oh, well, it takes 3 millennia for it to happen or something. Some arbitrary bullshit reason why making this wish could have been bad.
Nah. The way Juru casually says it, it'll probably happen next month.
Right. By the time they get all 3 of them, the other 3 together. or they'll use the other three, the other two that they get, and then by the time they get the fourth one, they'll all be recharged.
Right, because it depending on how fast it recharges, like they can't just keep using it to solve their problems.
Right. No, but they can keep stealing his train. That's always fun.
Yeah, so uh, Garuza is especially pissed this week that his plans didn't work out. And then it only gets worse for him when Drew hijacks the Dino train.
The part that I love is he's so irritated about his plane going awry that he literally forgot that this was a thing. Because they summoned the train and he goes, huh? And then they hijack it and he goes, damn it!
Ah,
God, ah, I love the fact that that's still a gag of him not remembering that that's a thing. That was the whole reason he stopped using it in the first place.
and that's pretty much all that happens this week.
Oh, we get armor mode for, you know, Mecha Silver. This Shovelo
Uh,
squad.
oh yeah, that's right. So I guess the new Kirame stones that they dug up on Earth are just also part of Shovelo Squad. Because that was the garbage truck and the cement mixer and Vashi. Are you there? I think Vashi froze. Oh, okay. Think he's coming back in. So yeah, cement mixer and garbage truck. No, wait, that wasn't the garbage truck. That was the vacuum cleaner. Or were they both the same thing? I don't remember. Anyway, they might have been the same thing. God, it's so weird. So yeah, they're just part of the Shovelo squad, and Shovelo himself combined with Drijon, which is now officially dubbed Mashin Drijon. And Vashi is still not with us. Oh, oh, I heard you. There you are. There you are.
Yeah. So my computer's been going absolute wiggy with my USB controllers. So it
Sorry,
just
your what controllers?
my USB controllers. My
Okay,
USB, because I have port controllers, and it's just been going absolute bananas with it.
I heard Whizbee controllers, and I was like, wait, what?
um, but yeah, can we talk about the fact that the finisher for armor mode Mecha Silver, because basically they just scalped that monster.
Yeah, I guess. It doesn't have any hair, and it's a rock.
Right. But it was the whole spiky things on top of his head, and they cemented it over, drilled it, and vacuumed it up. That's how they defeated the monster.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, because... Okay, he's got two auxiliary mechs that I guess are just a part of Shovelo Squad now. But he also has Shovelo itself as, like, joining onto his mech.
Right. Because it was, he was specifically told take Shovelo and the squad, which this just happened to have these two particular ones. Which, to be fair, one of them isn't even part of the Shovelo squad.
I thought Juru said take the Shovelo Squad.
Well, I thought for me, I thought he said
Let me
Shovelo
double check
and
right now.
Shovelo squad. But
Uh,
nice to know that the Shovel Squad is growing in members between
Yeah, I
beyond just being
guess any new
three.
gems they find on Earth are just Shovelo Squad. Yeah, Takamichi, you combined with Shovelo Squad. And,
I mean, to be fair, Takamichi wouldn't be able to combine with Shovel Squad if he himself didn't go. So I guess the mech just lost an arm.
and Duston and Mixalon, those are both new ones. They weren't part of Shovelo Squad.
Right,
So I
right.
guess they just are.
Well, because they're still construction-esque vehicles, I guess.
I guess. What are the rules here?
I don't know, and it's starting to bug me a little bit. Like, I'm okay with it, and it's a fun ride, but there are aspects of what are the rules here.
And if you listen closely, you can hear softly in the distance.
Pretty much. Like, this is something where in any other Sentai, we would be getting pissed off and irritated with. Of them not explaining how things work and why things work the way they do. This show, fuck it. This is just a thing, have fun. And I'm okay with that. But if this shit had happened in Real Soldier, I'd be pissed.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, they did a lot of Real Soldier that they didn't explain a lot of shit with until like the last second.
So, next week's episode of Kiramager. The villain can cause body swaps, so he swaps the gemstones with the Kiramagers.
That's
So,
the only episode in which I'm okay with them being sentient as
yeah,
well.
so maybe we'll get some more character for them.
Wink is adorable still. Especially the I can't fly moment in the preview.
I'm looking forward to Mach in Cena's body.
That too.
I'm sure that'll go over well.
Well, hopefully it doesn't take the, unspokenness of Lupin Ranger. The whole gender thing.
What?
Episode 7 of Lupat? The one we don't speak of because certain
Oh,
things happen.
fuck, I forgot that happened.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's like, the fuck are you talking about?
I will never be able to forget that.
I was legit confused because I forgot about that.
But yeah, we're gonna have a male entity in her body. So hopefully it doesn't go the Lupat creepy route. God, that was creepy.
Hey kids, you want to see your heroes touch themselves inappropriately an uncomfortable number of times? Sure you do.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was funny. The first time. For a few seconds.
But then it just lingered.
Like Keiichiro's hands. Just glad Noelle wasn't a part of that, because I couldn't imagine how different that would have been and how
Ooh la la.
Yeah, there'd have been a lot of that. Which I think would have only emphasized the creepiness of it. This is back with this episode is like this is why I'm okay with the fact that this suit didn't have any major changes to it. I mean, they went through the effort to change the changer, well, repaint it. But to be fair, that's all they did with the Seiza Blaster and the Q-Tomen with Naga and Q Ranger. But for that to just, you know, it be a one-off thing, yeah, I'm okay with the fact that Evil Suit just has, eyes and weird color shifting CG when it does its finisher. And,
Um,
like, I do love the fact that it basically comes down to the king going, "Hey, you're an idiot. Shut up."
yeah, weird little ghost possession thing there. So,
Ta-da!
so if the king actually does show up to give Red the mid-season power up, what do you think it's gonna be?
At this point, who fucking knows? It could be a goddamn spaceship for all the fuck we know.
Right?
Like
It's
this show is following no format beyond introduce six.
like you even like what I would have done can't happen without some pulls
I
because
mean, he is a dead guy coming back to life. There may be some pulls there.
because in my script the stones weren't sentient, they were part of the changers. uh so what I was gonna do, it was going to be like the legendary golden sword or whatever, with slots to put the gems into to power it.
Well, I mean, that can still happen, given the fact of what happened last week.
Yeah, the gems can change size.
Right. And so, I mean, that can literally still be a thing.
It
But
could.
I had a thought too, like the idea of the playoff of he's dead thing. They could drag that out until like the final power up too. Just keep having the periodic dream sequence like every 10 episodes.
Yeah, they could. And then
Enough to make people question whether or not he's dead or not.
and I almost think that's what they're going to do. I almost want I think that they might actually be going to drag that out to the end.
Because, I mean, at that point, and it can get them to a point where they're not entirely sure how they want it to pay off, to the point where they can go, okay, well, him being dead would work better for what we have planned for the end of the show, and no one would question him being dead beyond the people who watched him get drug off for no reason off of a planet that was being bombed to death. But other than that, it wouldn't hurt the story to not have him come back, and it wouldn't hurt the story for him to come back. It could literally go either way, and they can use the dream sequences as a just, oh yeah, he was just channeling his dead spirit,
Well,
or
like
he's
this is
channeling
also
the sleeping king.
this is also assuming he's actually dead, which I'm not sure I
Right,
believe.
right. But I mean, using the play of either one is like he could either be channeling the dead king's spirit through like his Kiramental and the Kirame stone, or he's literally channeling the king's mind while asleep. So basically, they're both astral projecting in their sleep to the white void. So like, I mean, they've got two different ways that they could play it, and it would still make sense either way. So I mean, and that's the one good thing with this show is like with as off the wall as some of their ideas have been, and the fact that they've worked is like they could literally do anything, and it wouldn't surprise any of us.
No, it can still surprise us. We just can't stay surprised.
Right. Because, I mean, they could even go the route of, oh, well, King Olodin is actually also the king of the Jotunheim. And we'd all
Oh,
go,
okay,
huh?
that one would be stupid. That
I'm
one
not,
would be
not,
stupid.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be stupid. Because what the fuck? But they could do that and we'd all go, huh? Huh? Okay. And just move right along with it. We wouldn't entirely be thrilled with it, but, it wouldn't necessarily shock us beyond that initial, what the fuck? Also, I loved the ending credits gag.
Oh yeah, about Takamichi referencing the play, and everyone goes like, "Can you tell us what that is already?"
And just goes, and he just literally, because he's like, the Bordosura, or whatever the fuck it was, and they go, tell us, and he goes, Lisa, and leaves. I'm like, wait, what? I told them nothing. Like I've gotten to the point where I actually look forward to those gags
Yeah,
because they're
they're a
actually
good way
really
to like end the episode.
right. Like it's gonna be weird once we get into like real soldier and Lupat territory of hey, we're at the really serious moments of the show. Bad things are happening. Da, 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 da. God, that was the most disconcerting thing, especially with Real Soldier.
This beloved character just died. Da 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 da
Da,
da
da, da,
da
da.
da da.
And the sad thing is, like, it was effective even when a quote unquote beloved, a not so beloved character died. Because, oh no, he's not bad no more. I still can't believe that they killed him off.
Like they gave him a roll call, but not even with the main team.
Right. And he fucked up his own roll call.
It was his first one. He didn't know what he was doing yet,
Right.
and he never got a
Like,
chance to learn.
right. Like it's that little bit of information that's fucking hilarious, but also very sad. Because then you have that, oh, that was a funny moment. Oh, he'll never be able to do it with everybody now. Oh. Unless you count the whole Max Your Soul thing. Our souls are one.
Anyways, thanks for joining us, tonight, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow from our Kamen Rider 01.
God damn it.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you for the podcast that is tomorrow. And then we'll be back next Tuesday for the lighter, happier show that doesn't piss us off.